Welcome to Opinion Opinion. I'm Jasmine, your ever opinionated friend.
And I'm Debbie, the explorer.
Today we have a letter sender asking for advice about an issue that causes struggle in many couples. Talking about money is never easy, but it must be done. Let's start with the letter that we received.
Dear opinionators, I need help regarding my situation. My longtime boyfriend and I recently decided to live together. He makes more than double my monthly salary, and I don't know how we should handle our finances. He decided to rent a place in the city near our offices. The rent alone can eat up my entire take home pay. What would be the ideal setup for splitting our finances? Sincerely, Mary, not married.
All right. Thank you,
Okay.
Mary. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate you on this new chapter in your life. Living with a partner is a big step. Whether married or not, I also think that living close to where you work is an intelligent choice. Now, about your question about the ideal setup in splitting finances as a couple. I'm sure we all have different ways that work for us. We will divide it into three scenarios and give our opinion on that setup that hopefully will help you in your dilemma. So, for the first scenario, Debs,
So, first scenario is, 50-50. When splitting expenses or a bill, 50-50 means the cost is divided equally between the parties involved. Each person pays half of the total amount. So is that a fair setup, I guess, when it comes to, you know, splitting the bill, the finances, between couples? What's your
uh,
opinion, Jazz?
for me, I mean, in an ideal scenario, 50-50. If you are both earning the same, if you have the same situation, like if you're earning, let's say monthly, let's say $5,000 monthly for both of you, and you both have like the same expenses in terms of gas or food or anything like that. But
Uh-huh.
i I don't think that happens very often, that you you both earn the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, 50-50, it might sound fair because it's, downright the middle. But then I'm actually not a supporter of this setup. I mean,
Yeah.
I have done this before, and it doesn't work really well. I mean, one partner would struggle sooner or
Mm-hmm.
later,
Mm-hmm.
right? So how about you, Debs?
Well, first of all, let's talk about money, no? Um, is this something that actually is a deal breaker, so in our relationships, right? Like my stand with money is I don't ever want to parang maging problema, or a huge issue between, me and my partner when it comes to money. um that's my stand. So like for me, actually, um we evolved, as individuals when dealing with money, because we started as, alam mo yun, walang-wala kaming pera when me and the ex actually moved in together 20 years ago. So from not having anything to working our way up, in our careers professionally. So we actually evolved as individuals when it comes to handling finances, you know. So, well, for me, I think any setup would work. But there are the ones that has its own advantage. Parang ganun eh. So, in terms of this setup, 50-50, I guess it's a level playing field for the both of you. Kasi, like, walang lamangan. Parang ang mindset mo is, okay, I pay half of the bills. So there's like, let's say, in a month, you have, paid for rent, mortgage, whatever, whatever. And then you split it up between your take home pay. Parang ganon. 50 sa'yo, 50 sa kanya. So parang ang sarap ng pakiramdam, walang lamangan, 'di ba? So it kind of, it's like it avoids, being parang ano ka, yung you're put to the, parang you're being pressured na you're not giving enough or not putting enough on the table. Alam mo yun, at the end of the month, ay, ito lang yung sweldo ko eh, ganyan, ganyan. So, and it also, para sa akin, challenges me as a partner to actually, parang, um, to work more if I'm not, giving enough. It's not that um it's demeaning or parang nakakababaw, but it's just it just pushes me to strive more for the relationship. What else can I
So you
give?
actually
Parang
like the
ganun.
50-50
I,
setup.
I kind of like it because for us, it worked kasi nawala yung um, it, it,
I put more or
oo,
you put
oo, yung
less.
pressure na parang bakit ako lagi na lang I'm always, covering for this
Yeah.
bill or whatever. So in actually that way nagpursigi ako to actually go
Mm,
go back to school,
yeah.
so I could put more on the table. You know what I mean? And that's
That's a very good perspective.
diba?
I mean,
Oo.
especially if you like I was thinking this 50-50 scenario would be great if you are both starting, like starting your careers, maybe in college or something. So
Mhm.
so it's more of an even playing field where you are both coming from. And then yeah, that's a good point that it pushes you to strive and be better at your
Mhm.
career and earn more. Yeah, what you mentioned, like, ako rin, I don't want money to be an issue, but this is something we can't avoid eh. I mean,
Mhm.
we need money and we have
And
expenses and bills to pay
exactly.
monthly. They
And
don't
it's
stop.
something that you know, it's part of the relationship,
Yeah.
finances, and I have to give props to the ex, this time it's something good.
Yay!
Okay, yay. If you're listening, I am proud of who she is when it comes to finances. That's one thing I would truly treasure from her,
Yes.
learning how to handle my finances, because I'm a type of person where, I live for the day. you know, when I met her, we we don't meet eye to eye when it comes to finance, and it was a huge struggle for me and her to work out this aspect of our relationship. So I I learned from her that you shouldn't be spending, first of all, live within your
Within your
means,
means, yes, of
diba? Yeah.
course.
And then don't spend money that you don't have. So if you have a credit card, oh, akala mo galing-galing ko, counseling. I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect, but her, she would always pay her credit card like full. She uses it because that's one thing she's always told me. Not you don't use your credit card because that's not your money. So
That's one of the secret of the rich
yeah,
people.
'di ba? So just use it so to build your credit, especially in North America. Credit is
Yes.
important, 'di ba?
Your
But
credit and you get points or
exactly. Yeah,
cashback. So
yeah,
there are
take
perks, but
advantage of
then
the perks. Yes,
pay it.
yes. Yeah, yeah. But every month she makes sure that she pays in full. I don't, So I paid maybe in two installments or whatever. So it's just something that I'm still working on it, but sometimes things happen, life happens, and unexpected bills happen, right? So I have room for, like, those kind of things, but siya talaga perfectionist pagdating sa ganyan. So that's one thing I've actually appreciated, that I've actually learned from her, being with her for the longest time. So, you know, props to you, ex.
And I think that's a very ideal type of combination for a relationship that you
Yeah,
complement each other, like hindi sobrang tipid kayo pareho so wala na kayo na
exactly. Yeah.
enjoy,
Yeah.
tapos kung sobra naman kayo mag-spend pareho kayong mababaon sa
Mababaon.
utang.
Oo,
Oo,
totoo.
so
Yeah.
that's ideal. And
Mhm.
actually sa amin din naman ganun.
Yeah, may isang
Oo,
yung minsan yung
napakatipid
medyo
ng asawa ko,
hesitant,
'di ba?
hesitant to spend money, but I'm like, ako sa food, okay? Food, even if like, so with my previous relationship, we set a budget for everything. Food, entertainment, gifts, pag may mga birthdays kasama na 'yon, 'di ba? Um pag lumampas na kami dun sa budget na 'yon, may pera pa naman ako. It's not like I don't have money anymore, right? But when I ask, when we go for a date night, ganyan, ako na yung magsispend. I don't mind spending that extra money I have for like food or, entertainment para sa quality time namin, ganun. But siya talaga, super strict, no? Kain tayo sa bahay. Ako yung tagaluto eh. So minsan like, I just wanna, give it a break yung pagluluto and eat out. So, it actually it all boils down to how your lifestyle din eh. Like
Mm.
things that are important for you. For me, food. I'm not gonna, kahit na 5 piso na lang yung pera ko or ₱5, ay kung gutom ako, bibili ako ng kung anong gusto ko. Alam mo yung ganun. Hindi ko siya titipirin. Ganun.
Ako naman, well, I also love food, pero madami din kasi akong kaartehan. So, so medyo control lang din. I mean, I have learned how to control it over the years. And then also I want us to enjoy life. I mean, we
Mhm.
work hard. So we can also reap the fruits of our labor, 'di ba? And also
Mhm.
one thing that I remember, Debs, naalala ko yung video that you sent me about 50-50, but I know that that video was talking about like the energy that you put in the relationship.
Mhm.
So, 'di ba, parang the video says it's never 50-50. But then
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's a very good example as well in this part, although this is financial. But then, it's not always gonna be 50-50. It's not always that you earn the same, that your tax is the same,
Mhm,
and your
mhm.
expenses are the same. I mean, aside from expenses that I'm talking about is personal, let's say,
Yeah.
during your day, what you eat or whatever. But the thing is, when as a couple, you are combined. So 100% kayong dalawa.
Mhm.
So if ever the other one is low, let's say nawala ng trabaho or something,
Mhm.
'di ba? Or let's say kung projects medyo hindi nasa target earnings.
Mhm.
I mean, I think for me it's automatic that the other partner fills up to
Yeah, for
have it
the yeah.
100%. Oo, 'di
Mhm.
ba? I
Yeah.
mean, the video I remember it saying
Mm.
that
Yeah.
'di ba, parang if you are going through something, you're feeling low, so siguro mga 30% ka lang ang
Yeah.
energy mo. But then you have your partner who will fill up the rest for
The
you.
rest, the 70%,
Oo,
yeah.
hindi pa
So,
pwedeng dahil low ka, ay wala ka. 'Di ba?
actually, that's a good question, an everyday question to ask, at the end of the day, how are you today? And
Yeah.
then I'll be honest, I'm only at 20% right now. So I need you to like step up and give an 80. That's really a nice way of, sharing the load, that, you know, long term, it's a sustainable way of prolonging the relationship, 'di ba? Parang ganun eh. Um,
May checkpoints.
oo,
Ah,
yeah, yeah.
it's nice. I mean financial wise, since that is our topic for today, it's also good. It's also good. Like, I mean, it's nice if you can tell your partner that I'm kind of low today because I have to do this. Or let's say, I have this big payment coming up on my personal expense, or let's say I will be helping my family on something, or I
Mhm.
want to invest, like if you have a separate expense that way, I mean, just be open about it,
Mhm.
right? I mean, wag lang siguro vices
Oo, yeah, iba na yun.
or
Yeah, yeah.
or something that will actually hurt your relationship and your partner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, moving on, our second scenario would be solo. So, in a solo situation,
Mhm.
one person is responsible for covering all the expenses. So,
Mahirap yan.
Debbie, gusto mo ba mag-solo?
So, well, right now I'm single and I'm living the life.
Solo
It's
talaga,
solo
no
talaga,
choice.
'di ba? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is it's you know what? It's in reality, I think there are a lot of relationships where dahil mahal nila yung partner nila, they're willing to settle for like, that they're the breadwinner of the relationship or that the solo provider, you know. I guess, it depends on the dynamic of the relationship. I think for some maybe high income earners, yung talagang, they don't need their partners, to earn. And some of them even will say, "Oh, I'd just like you to stay at home, be, with the kids, spend time
Yeah.
with them. I don't need you to work." Yes, it will definitely work for people that are, maybe earning a lot, but,
Yeah.
talk about inflation rate right now. Mahirap na rin ang ang single income earner. You know what I mean? Ito in the Bay Area, San Francisco, my friend who visited me here 2 weeks ago. Um, we just Googled just for like, for curiosity, what is a low income earner in San Francisco?
Mhm.
So for if you're earning 100 to 150K, you are a low income. You're in the low income bracket. And then if you're earning 60 to 80K a year, you're in the very low income bracket. So
So, it's
nagtatawa,
like poverty line?
poverty line.
Oh
Imagine
my
that,
gosh.
right? So, I mean, this is San Francisco, this is the US, right?
Yeah.
And it's a very expensive city to live. Same thing in Vancouver, Toronto, I guess it depends where you are, but still that is just those numbers are just crazy that
Yeah.
if you're earning minimum, actually it's below poverty line, 'di ba?
Yeah.
Right? Who's gonna survive with that? So, but I guess, for people that are in that high income bracket, which is I guess you have to be earning 200 or more, you know, um, then I guess it's okay to shoulder the relationship. It just depends on the dynamic of, the
Yeah.
partnership. If one person is okay with that, then at hindi niyo
Why not?
pag-aawayan, then why not? 'Di ba?
Yeah, actually for me, I think this happens as you mentioned on a high income bracket of a person, and I guess usually when there are kids involved.
Mhm.
Let's say if usually the guy would be earning a lot, or one person in the relationship would is earning a lot and they have kids. So they will just tell the other partner, instead of working and nobody spending time with our kids, I'd be the breadwinner.
Breadwinner, yeah.
Yes. And you take care of the kids, which is actually a big thing. I mean, kahit walang kids, there are things that in a partnership that you are taking care of other things as well. It
Mhm.
it does count, like this is financial, but this is also like a distribution of energy.
Mhm.
Like your natural resources, right? Your time, your effort, your energy.
Mhm.
So it may not be a job that pays you, but then taking care of your properties, your business, your
Mhm.
kids, that is also, I mean, it it exhausts your time, your
Mhm.
energy, your effort as well. So, like for me, if if that works for you and you can afford to do so, why not? And I think this happens usually in a more like traditional relationship like in the Philippines, right?
Yeah, yung more conservative
Yeah, the
culture.
conservative ones like
Yeah.
thinking that if you're gonna get married, the guy should be able to like fend off for you.
Yeah, provide. You know,
Yeah,
I remember
provide.
back in the Philippines, one question that parents would always ask the guy, in a heterosexual relationship, I would say, 'di ba? Kasi is, are you able to provide for my daughter? 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Yan isa yun sa
Yeah.
mga tanong eh. So, it gives the notion that they have to be the breadwinner, the masculine, the guy,
But
in the relationship.
being the feminist that I am, this is also a double-edged sword because there can be expectations that since I am covering 100%, so you don't have to work, just maybe it can be a setup, just do what I want you to do,
Yeah, actually,
right? In
yes.
which I don't agree with because
Mm-hmm.
as an educated woman, I
Yeah,
also have my own career. I also have my own skills and
yeah,
I can also bring a lot in the table. Na I feel like I'm not a homemaker kasi.
yeah.
Hindi ako
Yeah, true,
domesticated.
true.
Oo.
And actually, I've seen, maybe this is it f- yung kamag-anak namin. It was actually should I say this kasi pag may nakinig, alam nila kung sino. Yeah, but a relative I know that she's a graduate from a university. She could have actually done more, but because she settled and um, you know, my cousin wanted her to just stay with the kids, be at home. Um, Nasayang yung career niya. So, ang
Oh.
nangyari, nawala na yung life skill niya na yun. So nung nawala yung pinsan ko, it was hard for her to, alam mo yun,
Yeah.
how?
Yeah.
'Di
She
ba?
would be
So may pros
lost.
and cons din yan. 'Di ba? Yung,
Exactly.
oo.
Actually, nagkaroon ako ng ex no na ano na I think it's one of the reasons why I broke up with a person because the person didn't want me to work. And I'm like,
Mm,
I'm an educated person. I have
mhm.
skills. I will never want that. And the person was like telling me, "No, I can provide if you want to go out, go shopping, do whatever that will make you happy." And I'm like, that's like I'm a well-kept woman. I don't want that. And exactly what you
Mhm.
said. Because I don't want to be in a situation wherein I I took a break from what I know I can do for
And
my
yeah.
career. And then when whatever happens, I mean, it may not be a breakup, whatever happens to the relationship, you'd be you'd be lost,
Yeah.
right? So
Lost as in like, when they say if there's something you don't use it, you lose it, 'di ba?
yes, yes.
So really like she was not, so since they got married, like she was in her early 20s, she's never worked a day in her life.
Oh wow.
And how hard would that be for you to pick up yourself
Yeah.
after
To start. I mean,
losing
even
that sole provider,
those moms who stop for a while, like let's say, they stop working because they want to to see their children grow up, and let's say,
Mhm.
like even 7 of being out of your career, you start from scratch and you may
Yeah.
start you may not be where you left off in a different career path
And the thing is,
already.
in the Philippines, if you're in North America, someone passes away, they have insurance, there's kind of like a safety net. In the Philippines, people don't have insurances.
Yeah.
And literally, she was left with nothing. I guess there was a little bit of help coming
Yeah.
from like, families and friends who wanted to help them out. Um, but I don't know how sustainable that money would be, you know? So,
Yeah, and with our letter sender, Mary not married, so she's not married, but they are in a long-term relationship.
mhm.
There are countries like Canada and US wherein a long-term relationship is already counted as common law. So there would
Yes,
be
yes.
laws protecting you guys like as if you were married. And
Mhm.
then of course, if you are married, however which way, whether married or there's a law with common law and things like that, it's still hard. It would not be easy if you were not uh you were not part of part of the workforce for a long time.
Yes,
It's a
yeah.
very fast-paced world and a lot has changed, especially when we had a pandemic. A lot, almost all industries had a lot of changes, and with computers, social media, and technology. So I would strongly advise not to do solo. And if ever you're gonna do solo, I hope it's in a situation wherein you still have your career. It's just that the expenses the other person is covering it.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you still
Yeah.
have your own life, your own career, your own person.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we
Yeah.
have the third and last scenario, Debbie.
Variable or customized. So this arrangement will vary based on the agreed terms, such as division of percentages based on income, the use of a shared pool, or the allocation of various responsibilities. So, Jazz, what can you say about variable type or
I
customized type of
actually like
finance?
this. This is the
Yeah.
one that I like the most. And okay, I'll be frank. I've been with a lot of relationships. I've had a lot of live-in situations as well before getting married. So there were scenarios like with the same person in the same relationship. We have tried several
Mm-hmm.
types of how we would split the expenses. And I think this is the best one, like especially if you if you do it like in terms of percentages based on income.
Mm-hmm. So,
Because
so what, I guess in this situation, one person earns more than the other, or
yeah,
are they like
it's
equal?
usually like that. I mean, it's usually like that, whether it's a big difference or not, but it's never the same, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
never the same that your take home
Well,
pay
alam mo,
is.
I'm a competitive person eh. Tatalunin kita, mag-overtime ako para
Yeah, but still,
matapatan ko, di ba?
still
Parang
it
ganun.
will not be the same.
Oo, it's
Like
not the
you
same,
can
yeah.
earn higher. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, do you want to be in that position wherein you earn higher but your partner still gives 50%?
Mm-hmm.
'Di ba? Parang this can also be a scenario wherein it depends on how you would communicate with your partner. Let's say,
Mm-hmm.
I'll take care of the electricity bill, I'll take care of this one, and you take care of the groceries or things like that. Like,
I
it
guess in this type
depends.
of setup, there's more wiggle room. You know, when,
Yes.
alam mo naman, the prices yung mga bilihin ngayon, they always change. Not, hindi pa mura eh, pamahal ng pamahal, right?
Kasi
So,
'di ba, Debbie, po pwede naman na ano eh, po pwedeng you earn higher. But then, let's say for example, uh, you have a sibling that you are shouldering their college
true,
education,
true, yeah.
right? Or someone is sick in the family. I hope not, but
Mm-hmm.
it can happen wherein
Mm-hmm.
you are helping out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there can be different situations, and for this one, that's why I love this because communication is key. It will
Mm-hmm.
always be a different scenario, a different setup would be would be what's fair for you guys because maybe the guy wants to contribute a little more
Mm-hmm.
so the girl can buy more makeup and shoes.
Well, I guess this all boils down on how do you say it? What's fair? Kasi my experience with my, previous relationship again, uh, what's fair for her or what's fair for me is not fair for her. Alam mo yun?
Yeah.
So, it may sound fair to me, but for her, no, no, no. That's not gonna work for me. So, again, we have to like figure out where's the middle ground there, 'di ba? And it all boils down on how you were raised as a kid
Yeah.
ng parents mo with in terms of money. Um, I think that's my observation with how she handles her finances and how I handled my finances. But in a way, it's actually true. Um, you know, it's not that my parents never taught me how to save, but you know, uh it's more like, if they have money, okay, let's go do this, let's go out, excursions, diba? Like eat out, stuff like that. When with the ex, it was more like, oh, let's save this, for the rainy days, because we don't know what's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
So it's, I guess, is that's one thing also, how when you meet, your partner, or the way your partner handles money is the way they saw their parents handle money, so
Maybe. What I can just say to that, medyo lumaki kasi akong spoiled brat.
oh yun.
So,
So wag mong sabihin walang epekto, may epekto yun, di ba?
may
So
epekto yun. Actually, the first few years of me trying to live on my own was very hard,
mhm,
and working, because it wasn't the same. Like I didn't know that what my father was giving me was a lot in terms of, because I guess I was getting more than my first pay.
yes,
My first paycheck was
uh-huh.
lower. So my point is, so it can be a factor.
My
Like
point is
like
bunso ka kasi.
hindi kasi 'di ba? Parang so it can be a factor the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
few years of of trying it out on your own, like if
Mhm.
it's your first live-in relationship or the first time that you're living on your own, that will dawn on you, that is like baptism of fire, that that, oh wow, I
Yeah,
have a lot of bills, okay, this is how much I need to pay, maybe I'm not earning enough to sustain this
yeah.
kind of lifestyle. So my point is your learning process as well, like
Mhm.
ano bang gagawin mo, nare-realize mo na you are spending more than what you are earning. Are you gonna do something about it? Are you just gonna continue? Are you gonna, drag yourself down the
Mhm.
drain? Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
'Di ba? So,
exactly.
kaya ako, madami din naman akong pagkakamali nun, pero kahit paano natuto ko, and with the help of partners and friends,
Mhm.
na maybe this is what you should do. And then, there was actually a time hindi ako nagka-credit card kasi ayoko ma-tempt. Pero
Mhm.
ngayon, magaling na ako.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, speaking
So,
of credit card,
it's
I've actually ano, so okay, since coming to Canada, maybe I've ruined my credit twice. Twice. Yeah, yeah. So, I learned the hard way. So the second time was with when I was already with a partner, and that was something, not a proud moment, but we've learned a lot from it. And now that um we know better, we're more careful of our, my decisions. Ako mag-isa na lang ngayon, and so, and
wala
where
kang
I
choice,
invest,
Debs.
wala akong choice. Yeah, yeah. Kasi ako baliktad eh. So people would like move out, 'di ba? Solo, but I moved out ng, with a partner. That's how I actually, so in terms of being
Karamihan yata,
independent,
mga
'di ba? Oo.
in our side of the
In
rainbow,
yeah, in a
we
way
live
I was
in.
independent, away from my parents, but I wasn't really
Mm,
independent because I'm with someone. So there's two heads, like hindi ako I didn't support myself on my own. It was both of us, for the last 20
yeah.
years. So technically, it's only been 3 years, almost 3 years that I'm supporting myself, 'di
You're
ba?
still a baby.
Yeah. 'Di ba? So, but in a way, it's good that we actually, sabi ko nga, we evolved as individuals with our finances. Um, Nandyan yung wala walang trabaho, siya lang she's the only person bringing in the money. That was hard,
Yeah.
and then I said, okay, I'm not earning as much as you are, so let's do variable. What I can give, and then you fill in. It didn't work well then. And then, so yun nga, I tried to like go back to school, work my way up, earn, more. And then the 50-50 part came in, and I think doon kami natahimik sa 50-50. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. So, but actually the
Depende rin sa
variable is,
personalities
yeah,
involved,
yun
I
nga eh.
guess.
Yeah, yeah. All these, setup, I think it just depends what's acceptable to your partner. That she
Yes.
doesn't feel that she's not, alam mo yun, um, hindi naman sa nagbibilangan kayo ng, alam mo yun, ng sino yung,
Mahirap
that
kasi
should
talaga
never
pag-usapan ng
happen.
pera.
But, at one point, I think every relationship went through that, that phase. And I hope it was just a phase, because some couples actually broke up because yung
Money
malaking,
issues.
money,
Oh.
'di ba? 'Di ba sabi nga nila, money is the root of all evil. So, I guess it's not how much you earn, it's how you handle your finances. Kasi kahit gaano ka
Oo.
kayaman, ang dami pa rin diyan naghihiwalay kahit gaano ka na
And
kalaking ano, 'di
especially,
ba?
like, kahit din naman kami ni Shops, bago kami nagpakasal, nag-usap muna kami, sandali, ano bang mga ano mo, how do you
Mhm.
spend? Eh di sinabi ko sa kanya, hindi ako matipid. Pero ako naman, nasanay ko na yung sarili ko to live within my means. Actually,
Mhm.
since na-mention mo kanina, coming to Canada, ako naman kasi sa Philippines, bago pa ako magpunta dito, medyo shinon-off ko mga credit card sa akin. Kasi meron naman mga debit card na may Visa or MasterCard that you can use like credit cards.
Mhm.
And I trained myself to just spend what I have. Kasi debit cards are like that. You can't
Mhm.
spend what, 1,000 pesos or $1,000 if you don't have that in your bank,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So that's what I was doing. Yun lang, moving to Canada, and I guess also this also applies in the US. You
Mhm.
cannot build your credit score using debit cards.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I have to use credit cards, like I was even asking, do I really need to do this? Like,
Mhm.
can I trust myself already?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pero
Yeah.
so far naman, ilang ilang taon na ako may credit card dito sa Canada, and it's ilan ang credit cards ko, and they're always zero at the end of the
Mhm.
month. Ano yan, I have I keep a watchful eye on all of
Uh-huh.
those dahil iba-ibang dates niya.
Uh-huh.
And of course, I do want to build a good credit
Credit.
score
Yeah.
for things that we want in our future, 'di ba? Like
Mhm. Mhm.
investments and stuff like that.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, importante siya. But in terms of being with a partner, I guess, I also learned a lot from Shobs, because iba rin siya mag-handle ng money. Alam mo
Mhm.
na, pag
Mhm.
Chinese.
Yeah. I know.
Pero ano naman siya, I mean, she knows my background and how much of a spoiled brat I am. So kahit pa paano, sabihin yan, kunwari, either we celebrate small triumphs, or kapag not in the best of spirits, parang, oh, sige, let's go get ice cream or let's eat out,
Mhm.
ganyan. Syempre,
Mhm.
mahilig din
Yeah.
kami ganon.
Yeah.
Or minsan, yung tipid lang, drive around lang ng to some
Mhm.
sites na libre, di ba? Di
Mhm.
ba? You drive to the beach, that's
Yeah.
free. That's free.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
so
It's
merong mga ganon. Adjustment lang din. Kasi parang, honestly, in different parts of your life, you would have different means, right?
Mhm.
I mean, maybe in the Philippines, I was earning high in Philippine standards and I have my own yaya,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But here in North America, you must be really, really wealthy to have your own yaya with you,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's one of my wishes, my plans if ever I win the lotto. I that's on the table for sure.
to
Someone
have
who
a
would
yaya.
to have a yaya to cook for me. That's it. Cook lang and do my laundry. That's it. 'Di ba?
Tumira ka sa Pilipinas.
I know. That's why every time I go, it's like you're spoiled there. Like
Yeah. Kaya,
the moment you wake up, there's food in front of you.
kaya just
Parang kami genie.
imagine my shock, 'di ba? Coming from a third world country wherein, syempre, it's one of my ano din eh, it's one of my driving force as well na parang I need to earn a lot kasi I don't know how to clean the house so I need to afford a yaya.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
'Di ba? So,
Too bad. Here you do everything.
yeah. I mean, when I went to Canada, okay, first world country. Ay, shucks, hindi ako marunong maglaba. Paano ba
Oh,
to?
first world. So first class din pag may yaya ka. Dito pag may nanay ka.
Oo, 'di ba? So, I mean, in the Philippines, labor is very cheap, and you can hire a guy for everything. I mean, you have alone hire someone to cut the grass every month and whatever else you need.
Uh-huh.
Actually, nun nga eh, I even lived in an apartment wherein medyo chinika ko kasi yun sa barangay. So, meron pang kumukuha ng taxi ko for me every
Aba.
morning. O, di ba?
I know, I know. Sa
So,
Pilipinas parang ano lahat ng service, like
yeah.
lahat
Ah,
nababayaran for each service. You know what I mean? Like name it. The most randomest odd thing na pwede mong maisip na iuutos, merong gagawa.
yeah.
'Di ba?
Yeah, you can hire a guy for anything.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
And I
So,
guess ano din naman, I mean not just paying people. I mean I have to commend those good Samaritans in the Philippines as well. Madami din matulungin.
mhm,
Like,
mhm.
I've been driving since I was, I don't know, 15, 16 years old. And nagtataka nga si Shops kasi sabi niya, I have never uh refilled air for my tire or changed my tire, or I don't know how to do that, or even
Put gas in your
put
car.
gas by myself. Because here, you have to do that on your own,
Uh-huh.
right? I don't know, maybe I'm lucky or there are a lot of good Samaritans in the Philippines. The many times that I had trouble with tire or engine, or to fill up gas, or to put air on my tires,
Uh-huh.
there would always be a guy. There would
Uh-huh.
always be a
Yeah.
guy who's
To help
gonna
you out.
help
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if I got stranded in the middle of the street, there would be someone. There would be someone who would stop and like, what happened?
Yeah,
Okay,
here
I'll
good
help
good
you.
luck. Good luck. If you don't have CAA or roadside
Insurance.
assistance,
Yeah.
pa- good luck.
Yeah, so maybe
Yeah.
kasi mababait ang mga Pinoy. I mean, it's
Oo.
not just it's not just cheap labor, but it's in our culture to help. Like if you
Mhm.
see someone in
True,
trouble, and
true.
especially maybe, a woman, a woman having car trouble, she
Mhm.
probably
Yeah.
doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, true,
thank you to
true.
everyone who helped me. Now I don't know how to do it myself.
It's okay. Andiyan naman si Shobe eh. 'Di
Oo,
ba?
oo.
Mm.
Tsaka ikaw din, tatawagan din kita 'pag hindi puwede si Shobs.
Oo, totoo naman. Alam mo naman ako, puwedeng hardinero, tubero,
Oo.
'di ba?
Sige, 'pag meron na kaming lawn, ipapa-mow ko din sa.
'Di ba? Ipa-rake mo din ang mga dahong nalalaglag.
Ay,
'Di
naku.
ba? Sanay naman ako diyan eh.
Pero alam mo, yung mga things na yan, kasi 'di ba, if we're gonna pay for something, siguro usapan nyo rin as a partner. Eh. Like, for example, before, di ba, let's talk about the expenses. I had an ex na magka-live-in kami, pero, syempre, ako, yun laging mayaya, tapos siya naman, ikaw, hindi naman kailangan ng ano eh. Bakit pa tayo kukuha ng may dagdag gastos pa yan? Eh? You know,
Oo.
the space, the pagkain, the ganyan. Ako naman parang, anong gagawin ko pag wala akong yaya? Ganyan. So, parang
Wala.
usapan nyo rin.
Masyado kang
Oo.
sheltered, lumaki. So ngayon nasa
Bunso,
ano ka?
oo.
Nasa battlefield ka ngayon.
Natuto na, pero meron pa rin ibang mga hindi alam. Minsan sa washing machine napapagalitan pa rin ako kasi mali yung linagay ko. Mali,
Patay.
oo. So, siya na lang daw ang gagawa. Kasi baka
Oo nga,
masira
kasi
ako pa.
masira mo pa. Doble gastos.
Seryoso.
Diba?
Actually, isa din naman yan sa chinek ng nanay ko eh. Nung nag-usap sila bago kami ikasal. Linaglag na ako ng nanay ko. Sabi niya,
May disclaimer. Ang disclaimer nanay mo.
sabi,
Sigurado ka ba?
April, yung anak ko, bunso ko yan. Tamad yan. Hindi yan marunong sa gawain
Okay, so
bahay. Ginanon na siya, di ba?
lalagay ko sa checklist yan, bawal ang bunso.
Sabi,
Kasi kami parehas panganay, kaya I guess kami nagka-clash din nung isa.
oo.
Kasi we're both like, in a way, independent and gusto namin kami nasusunod, di ba?
Sometimes
Pag
it
panganay.
works. Kasi like, kami, Shobs is
Bunso.
youngest
Yeah.
as well. But I guess we grew up differently.
Mhm.
She's not as spoiled as I am. Mas disciplined siya and independent. So, ako naman, learning pa. So, okay. So, it kind of worked. Minsan naman, yan nga, kung pareho kayong panganay, may power struggle. Kasi sanay kayo na,
Oo, walang
eh.
gustong magpatalo.
Oo,
Yeah,
di
pareho kayong
ba?
feeling nyo, tama kayo. And I think at the end of the day, talk about finances. There's no right or wrong, And at the end of the day, you can have a healthy argument, agree to disagree, 'di ba?
Actually, let's conclude this episode and let's offer our final advice to Mary Not Married, our letter sender. So, sige, Debs, go ahead.
So married not married. Maybe one one of the things I will probably strongly advise is yun na nga, there's no right or wrong in terms of how to handle your finances. It boils down to what is fair for you and your partner, because you're both two different individuals that grew up differently, different family dynamics, you different way of how your parent handled finances, di ba? So, you can agree to disagree, and if there's like challenges along the way, you don't have to fix it immediately, 'di ba? Sometimes yan ang problema, gusto mo to resolve the issue right away. Especially with finances, it took us 19 years and we couldn't even figure it out yet, So you have like a moment where okay, we didn't really resolve the issue 100%, but actually this worked so that we don't fight about it, we don't argue about it, then it's okay. For now, it's settled. And then, you can revisit again and see what could be adjusted. So what I'm saying is it's a lifelong learning too, in terms of relationship, like yung pagmamahal nyo nag-evolve. So is the way you deal with finances and money. Definitely 100%. You're a different individual from the beginning when you met your partner, and hanggang maghiwalay kayo or kung kayo pa rin, I'm pretty sure 100% you've actually you're a different person, or you're actually matured, or you've grown as a different person dealing with finances. So and there's always room for growth, things change, like in terms of relationship, the only thing that's permanent is change. So I guess you just have to be flexible and both be respectful and understanding. Money should not cause I guess, should not cause any. There's no room for like, how do you call it? Your relationship should not revolve around money. That's what I'm saying. Um, Money or should not control your relationship. Yun. And yun lang. And just, I guess in terms of educate both yourselves, in terms of finances, and talk to friends na, they're doing well in handling their finances. Marami kang matututunan diyan, and that's actually how we grow, as yung in terms of our partnership sa pera, you know we listen to advices from friends. Ang dami diyan, lalo na sa Filipino community, yung mga oh, how do you wanna invest your money here, ganyan ganyan. Actually, marami naman silang good advices in terms of in how to invest your money. But again, respect and not letting money control your relationship. 100%. Yeah.
Alright. So, for me naman, number one, communication is key to any part of your relationship. May it be finances or any part of, being a couple. Communication talaga, dapat open kayo. And maybe I can also share like, uh, we did this kasi siguro training ko rin in terms of handling marketing budget and business. Unang-una, part of the communication, laying all your cards and putting all the expenses on the table. Gumawa kayo ng Excel sheet nyo o kahit
Oh, yeah,
written
yeah.
lang. Ilista
True.
nyo lahat ng expenses para you have a clear view. Monthly,
Yes.
yearly, this is what we pay. This
And
is what
one thing, I'm guilty of that. Ayoko nang nililistahan ako sa harap ko. But I had to like really like look at it. Yeah. And that's tama yan. Tama yan. I agree.
Oo, minsan nakakaano siya kasi parang
Binibilangan mo ko.
nakaka-guilty yung, oo,
Mm-mm.
nakaka-guilty yung feeling or minsan iinit na yung ulo mo na parang, ba't mo ko na-question yung ano ko?
Mm.
But, just walang away. Let's
Yes.
just put, ito talaga yung ginagastos ko monthly, ito yung ano ko, ito yung binabayaran ko. And, kasi couple na kayo eh. So, yun ng combined expenses nyo and dun na pupunta yung sinusweldo nyo pareho.
Mhm.
So, nasa sa inyo yon what works for you, whether 50-50 or a customized percentage or division of what responsibilities you're gonna do. But
Mhm.
at least you both have an overview of,
Mhm.
because I mean, you have to be realistic as well. Like, even if this is what your partner is paying, but if something happens, you will also cover that, right?
Yeah.
So you both
I
need to
hope
know,
yung mga partners nila is okay to cover that.
'di ba? So
Yeah.
dapat realistic kayo pareho eh.
Mhm.
Hindi po pwedeng ano eh. Tsaka whether common law or married, kung baon sa utang ang asawa mo, pati credit score mo, pati ikaw hindi ka
Yeah.
maaprubahan ng loan.
True.
So, you have to get those covered. You have to
Help each
handle.
other out, basically,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever works for you guys, whatever setup works for you would be great, but I would advise listing everything out so you have a clear view and you'd know what to do next, right?
Mhm.
And what feels comfortable for you. Because it may be a difference of personality or a difference of situation. Pero whatever works for you guys, good luck.
Mhm.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Make
But
it work.
yeah, make it work. Basta
Yeah.
mag-communicate lang and try not to rile up emotions kasi mahirap talaga pag-usapan ng pera.
Mhm.
I mean,
totoo yan.
hindi lang, kung iisipin mo, hindi different yung situation nyo, but it's a fact of life. It's a fact of life. We need to
Yeah.
talk about money with our partners, with our spouses, because we have to pay a lot of things in life. Right?
Yeah, and the success and failure is alam mo yun, yung success mo would always be pointed din sa partner mo. Kung maganda siya mag-handle ng finances, dala ka niya. Kung palpak, oh my God. 'Di ba? Parang you guys either pull each other up or down, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So might as well, 'di ba?
Whatever happens, you're in it
And
together.
there's so many stresses in the relationship already. I mean,
Yes.
you don't want to add the money kasi money, as long as you work, your money will always come in every month. You have a paycheck. And if you handle it the right way, then it eases the stress on the relationship. Then mag-focus na lang kayo sa iba, 'di ba?
Oo,
At
tsaka
least
kasi
kaysa doon
pag
sa
mas
pera.
transparent when it comes to money, at least that is one thing less that you will be stressed about.
Mhm, mhm.
Right? I mean, you already work every day, you already pay a lot of things, but at least you already know what works for you and your partner, and
Yeah. But
this
totoo
is
yan,
what
Jazz.
works.
Communication, it's such a huge, huge, huge aspect sa relationship, you know. Um Besides money, that actually what makes or break the
Yeah.
relationship, communication. Pag may
Oo.
communication breakdown, alam mo na, breakdown din ng relationship, 'di ba? Yeah. So, I give props to
Oo.
my friends that have been in a long-term relationship with their partners. Um it's not relationship it's hard work.
Yeah.
It is hard work,
It's
you
hard
know.
work. It's not, hindi mo masasabi dahil matagal na sila, dahil kasal na sila, or maybe, it's easy for them kasi ganyan. No, there would always be something
Mhm.
different na sa situation nila na, 'di ba? Like how we would think that the rich people have it easy. I mean, we just
Mhm.
don't know that they
Oh no,
have a
like
problem with security. They have bigger problems actually. So, I
mhm.
mean, it's not it's not a one size fit all, like
Mhm.
with how to handle finances as a couple. It's not a one size fit all because there would be a difference of situation and personality as well,
Mhm.
diba?
Mhm. Yeah,
So
yeah,
good
true.
luck, Mary, and I hope that that this situation and our discussion helped you somehow on your decision. Thank you to our viewers. Let us know if you have a different take on handling a couple's finances. And if you also have comments or suggestions regarding our episodes or future episodes.
Make sure you hit like and subscribe.
This is Jasmine and
And
Debbie
Debbie
signing
signing
off.
off.
Bye!
Ciao.
Opinion would like to hear from our dear listeners. Send us your questions, suggestions, or what you think about this episode. Email us at opinionopinion@gmail.com. Follow, like, and subscribe on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Our podcasts are published on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.